Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today want to get into Legend League, try to find as many popular bases and obviously show you guys on how to triple those. Another nice thing is as soon as this season is over, I'm going to push again. I will only push with one account because there's still this stupid annoying cooldown for the super troops. So I have like basically one tournament account and one push account because this cooldown is just messing up everything, especially if you want to have those super ball breakers or like super goblins non-stop. It's a little bit annoying. But either way, let's get started with this one. And we're not using any super troops in our own army because you guys might do not want to activate those. So for example, super ball breakers, etc. We won't use those in today's video. And this is the first attack on the first base which we're going to show you guys. And this is a style which I guess all of you guys know. Especially it's kind of often in the lower legend ranks or around Titan. That's where I found this base kind of often. And there's like a couple of different styles of this base. The first one is like with rings in the core, but with the same outside. Like always those I don't know the English word right now, but like those outside walls around the corners, just to make sure that funneling is a little bit annoying, and then most of the time right in behind the air defenses to make sure that your healers are dying kind of quickly if you're not getting your queen into the side. And well, on this one is a little bit different. It has rings inside as well, but this one is using like a heavy stacked bottom with a lot of expos to make sure that you're defending that part. And how to triple those? Like, what's the goal? Like, what do I do on those normally? Normally, you want to always charge into the town hall. That's like your first thing to do. And then, as soon as your queen has decided into one direction, you're supporting them with, or actually supporting the queen with your hybrid. That's kind of the thing which you're doing. Then, because those ring bases are most of the time kind of annoying to deal with regarding the town hall, then you're sending in a blimp for the town hall. On this one, I didn't really kind of watch the base properly because I did not see that my queen could actually kill the town hall from this inner ring. I didn't saw that. So I'm using the Hawk Riders or like the blimp kind of as, I don't know, getting like more DPS into the core. And then obviously just raging the core one more time because we did not need that many rages for the opener. And well, this is kind of how you enter or like attack those bases with those corner walls just to make funneling even harder. And this is just an easy way to triple those bases with the hybrid approach. It nearly always works as soon as you're getting the funnel right. Make sure that you're investing enough into the funnel. If you have to use the king in the beginning, then it is what it is. Just make sure if you want to have the siege barracks on the outside that you get access to the town hall. That's kind of the key in those bases, or if you're attacking those bases. And one more thing as well regarding that I'm going to push again. I will keep using Queen Charge Hybrid because I'm just tired of, like, I don't like Yeti Smash too much. And well, Hybrid is just crazy strong right now, so why would I change that? Like, there's no reason for me. The next base, and this is kind of like a ring base. It's not that popular, but it's a nice showcase once again on how to beat those ring bases. Yes, I see the hole in the core, but since not every ring base has a hole in the core, we do not want to exploit that because, like I said, this video is all about for showcasing you guys how to attack those specific bases, kind of. So the first thing which you're going to do once again is we're charging into the clan castle. That's like the first thing which we're going to do. On this one, once again, the Kokulu and the healers in behind, everything set up so the queen is going inside. The left side, we use the funnel over there with the baby dragon just to make sure. On this one, once again, we're letting our queen decide which way she wants to go. And meanwhile, she's going to take out the enemy clan castle. On this one, it's a little bit different regarding the what you're doing next hybrid-wise. So like you have two choices right now. First one, since you have pathing into the core on this base, you can use the hybrid from the other side where queen is not going, but otherwise I would most of the time recommend to you guys support the queen to keep the queen alive. That's something which I would nearly always do. On this one I want to showcase that it sometimes like working when they're coming from the other side again or as well. But something for that needs to happen. For example, on this one, I needed to come in from the left side because of one specific reason. Normally, like I said, I would freaking always support my queen with my hybrid, but on this base, it was that the scatter shot was about to attack my healers. So if my queen would have not went into that wall, which is actually good for me, but if she would have stayed on the outside and like keep going onto the ring, the scatter shot would have switched onto my healers, and with this would have been like a huge mess up for me. So I need to take care of the scatter shot, and only sending in the Royal Champion over there would be kind of a waste. So instead I'm deciding, okay, let's get started over there with the hybrid. I'm having a pretty good pathing into the core of this base, so I do not have to use the blimp for this one. And once again, when you're taking with the hybrid, it's super important that you're being able to switch in between of your siege machines. Sometimes the siege barracks, sometimes the blimp. Most of the time you're using those two. The other are an option as well sometimes, but most of the time you're using those two. And this one is going to be a crazy big overkill. Our queen is still tanking the last couple of defenses, and well, we still have the Royal Champion ability and everything. So this is a crazy big overkill for us. And once again, a nice approach on how to get rid of those really annoying ring bases. And like I said, without this scatter shot, just support your queen with the hybrid, and this base is just completely wrecked, the same as any other ring base. So let's get into the next base, because I have tons of attacks for you guys today. So let's get started, or let's keep going with the next base. And this one is a base which is really popular as well. I mean, nearly all of you guys know this base, and there are a couple of different versions out there. And normally I showed you guys how to triple this base with the Yeti blimp. Since we don't have the Yeti blimp in this army composition, we're using the Hawk Riders with the Super Goblins in the Clan Castle. We have to approach it on a different way. What we're doing over here, we're charging into the Town Hall because the sweepers are kind of far back, so we can get rid of most of the stuff kind of early on. So we're using the Rage early because there's like tons of damage. We need to use the Poison early, and we need to use our freeze spells as well, just to make sure that our queen is actually staying alive, because there's so much damage on our queen. So the next thing which we're going to do is just like keep waiting, keep using spells if we need to, and obviously support our queen and with whatever she's needing basically. So another freeze to make sure that she's staying alive because of the stupid ice golem, and then my queen is taking care of the enemy queen, and after that she's going for those point defenses. So even though we took already like 2 rages, we needed already 2 freezes, which is a ton. So the next step for me is to get rid of the Town Hall to create nice pathing, and this base should be ripped. Even though we only took care maybe of 20% as soon as the town was down, so that should be already enough. The next thing, like I said, is going to be warbreak the queen in, make sure that we're getting the Town Hall out of the way, and well, just like spamming those wall breakers in, make sure that this wall is open. And the next thing which I'm going to do is make sure that the queen is going inside with like using the baby dragon and like the last wizard to funnel a little bit better. And then the queen should go in, should go for the Town Hall, and go for the last scatter shot. That's kind of the thing which we're going for right now. With that out of the way, we have like really good pathing with our siege barracks and our king on the right side. Because whenever you have a lot of trash on the outside, like a lot of buildings on the outside, it's always really good for your king and siege barracks, because they can get so much freaking value. So let's get everything started over here. I'm using the Royal Champion a bit more on the left side because of the bomb tower. So maybe my Royal Champion is going for the bomb tower. Meanwhile, just like letting my troops on the outside keep going. King ability really soon to make sure that he's forcing everything into the core. Nice heal spell about the point where all of the troops are coming together. And now the warden ability for the core. As soon as my Royal Champion is trying to like get out of the range, we're using that warden ability. And like I said, this core is so compact, which is perfect for us because there can't be any freaking traps. Like in this core around the Inferno Tower, they're like all of the defenses are touching each other, which means for us, there's no problem to just melt through the core using those spells and get the triple easy peasy. Even the king, even the P.E.K.K.A. are still alive, and you can see how many freaking troops are there are still there as well. We have 3 more loons to swag basically. We have the Royal Champion ability unused. This is going to be a crazy big overkill, and this is how easily you can triple this base. And I know it's pretty common around Legend League and even Titans, whatever, and even sometimes in War. I think I faced this base already a couple of times in the Clan War League in Champions 1. So this base is super common, and this is how you can easily triple it with this army. Like I said, when you're using the Yeti blimp, you can just like Yeti blimp the bottom Inferno Tower, walk into the Town Hall. That's working as well. I did already tons of videos on that as well. And just for the finish touchline, we're using one more example of an anti 3-star base which are kind of common at the lower ranks of Legend League. It's kind of surprising, you know. First thought always like, okay, under 3-star bases are getting more popular as soon as you're climbing higher. But no, it's the other way around. Under 3-star bases are more popular at the bottom. I don't know why exactly. I guess otherwise the people wouldn't be at the bottom, because those under 3-star bases normally are always a safe 2-star. And even though they're called anti-3, right now in the current meta on Town 13, there's no anti-3-star base in that sense. Obviously there are bases which are harder to triple, but in Legend League there are so many freaking random people who are taking your base without even thinking about it, so it's kind of tough to take every single approach. So those bases are not working as good in Legend League, and you should not activate them. So what I'm using on this one, and this is the showcase which I try to go for on this base, is whenever you have a base on the outside like this, try to queen walk it, try to wall break your queen in if there's anything in the second layer which could threaten your healers or your queen. For example, the air defense is kind of dangerous over there. If my queen is not going over there, the air defense could have killed my healers. So instead I'm wall breaking in. As soon as I'm getting the cut at the bottom, I'm starting off with my hybrid troops into the base. And this is most of the time already enough, because most of the people are protecting their town hall really well, which means, or like kind of well regarding traps. So this means not too many spring traps should be around the back end of this base. And just the approach on this base is just looking way too good. And this is kind of like a showcase on most of the bases which are in Legend League. They're not the most current under 3-star bases, which means those kind of teaser outside under 3-star setups are kind of often in Legend League, which are just way too old kind of and not that good anymore. So yeah, this is just like how we can easily wreck those. And if you guys now think, okay, you talked about common bases and everything, and maybe I knew a couple of those bases and maybe not. The reason why I showed all of those bases just back to back is because I want to showcase how easy right now it can be if you can work around your army and everything. Because I guess most of you guys think like, okay, it's just cutting those attacks together and everything. Well, there's a twist to it. So even though I obviously like cut out the donation part and the army building and everything, those 4 attacks overall were back to back to back. I will show you guys as soon as we get the triple on this one, like only a couple of seconds left, because then the attack will be over. And it's kind of like the same overkill as I think we did pretty much on every of those bases. But right now Queen Charge Hybrid is crazy strong in Legend League, in the Clan War, obviously, and you guys can see it over here, back to back. I didn't cut anything out, any fades whatsoever. So use this army right now, it's crazy good. And if you do not like the hybrid too much, go for the army which I showcased yesterday, like Yeti Smash, because that is, I think, the best Legend League attack, like the best Legend League strategy. And hybrid is just on the second spot, I guess. So either way, I hope you guys have success in the Legend League. And like I said, I will push in the next season again. Hope this is going to be fun, and well, see you guys in the next video, and see you guys in Legend League.